The final season of Yellowstone will be an emotional farewell from the Dutton family. But that didn't stop Kevin Costner from sharing his thoughts on the show. Here is what Costner had to say regarding the show's ending. Costner on Yellowstone's final outing. Some of the rumors suggested that Kevin Costner had quit the critically acclaimed Yellowstone because of his ego trip with the whole crew. As cooperative as Costner is as an actor, we doubt there's a lot of credibility in this news. Costner has since denied these rumors. He said that he enjoys the project, the cast and crew, and the show itself. Being such an integral part of the show, it doesn't make sense for him to have any ill intentions toward it. Costner gave around 5 years, or maybe even more, to develop Yellowstone. How can he jump ship when the show is about to have such a fine ending? For Taylor Sheridan's Paramount drama, Costner eventually originated the lead role of John Dutton and remained with the series for 5 seasons before rumors of his exiting the show became a recurring feature in the tabloids. Many people said that the Oscar winner was planning a retreat to make way for his film Horizon, an American saga, which hit screens this summer to mediocre appeal. As for what Yellowstone has in store for the future, several steps ahead remained undisclosed. When pitching the concept for Yellowstone, Costner referred to it as a one-shot movie. It was closer to a film than a TV show for him, considering that film duration is, in fact, Costner's specialty. The ball kept on rolling, and eventually it was agreed that a TV show would be the best way to promote Yellowstone. Costner and Sheridan then developed a television series instead of a movie. Sheridan and Costner are the only 2 people committed to this show from the ground up. Their loyalty to Yellowstone cannot be doubted. These 2 are why Yellowstone has been receiving accolades for many years. They've worked out their differences over the years, and that has resulted in such a fine reception for the show. Despite misunderstandings, the 2 were always okay. Things would turn out fine. Costner was quoted as having agreed to take up more scenes to prolong his stay on the show. On all the occasions that his allegiance to the show has been tested, Costner has always defended it. What was to have spanned 3 seasons was lengthened to 5 seasons, which shows how committed Costner is to the show. Costner was also tied to the series up to the 5th season, but in the meantime, no one was available to offer any updates on the production schedule. Here, rumors began filtering in about Costner's ego being responsible for the situation. It goes without saying that Costner was frustrated at the lack of people coming up to stick up for him. He said that nobody was on his side. Nobody came up to defend what he did for them during their need. Costner stated that once he reached a certain level of frustration, there would be a time when somebody would actually get the idea. Sadly, they didn't. People failed to appreciate what Costner brought to the table, and as anyone else would feel, Costner too felt underappreciated. Costner applauded the show's writing and said that he liked what Taylor was doing. He explained that he knows the world of contemporary writing. Yet, in spite of all this, he was still able to create all this drama in Yellowstone which people enjoyed. Costner added that if he feels right, there might be a pretty good chance of his coming back for the end of the show. He has always thought that way. It remains to be seen whether Costner's love for Yellowstone is stronger than his ability to tolerate all the criticism. Perhaps Sheridan and Costner can figure out how to handle all of this. No, not for themselves, but to give the show the ending it needs. The ending that fans truly deserve is right on the brink. Changing things now could result in Yellowstone's reputation being tarnished a little. The relationship between Sheridan and Costner. Like Costner, Sheridan is well known in the business for closely following his artistic timeline to the letter. Sheridan does not like it when there are any hitches or any form of delay. The least that Sheridan could have anticipated as a follow-up to what Costner did was reopening the program's doors to him. As the screenplays are already set, changes to the story at the last moment would be disastrous for the supporting cast. Some brilliant performers such as Kelly Riley and Wes Bentley are part of the cast as well, and telling such professionals that there are changes in the script right at the end could be hurtful. On the other hand, Sheridan has been calm and collected throughout the affair, as if nothing is going wrong. While Sheridan was turning up the charm when Costner left the show, he has recently had some things to say about what occurred. Sheridan said that he has not altered his perception of Kevin Costner as an actor and wants the public to know. Sheridan mentioned that the two were having no issues, but things get complicated when lawyers start involving themselves in a situation or speak on behalf of others. The press or public retains the opportunity to write or talk about making a mountain out of a molehill. Sheridan stated, "I don't know anyone who deserves the kind of treatment Costner has received," before closing his speech. Sheridan also discussed the role of John Dutton and said, "It does not alter the character's path, but it does limit the amount of screen time." However, Sheridan is still the one who rules the story here, and it seems nothing can be done, even by Costner. Yes, it is true. There is a story doing the rounds in which Sheridan rejected Costner when the latter sought to change some aspects of Yellowstone in the series' first few seasons. Sheridan said it would be best if he remained an actor. I mean, cutting Kevin off like that? When Sheridan implicitly challenged Costner's approach, they started to argue slightly. Sheridan believes that if two people converse, they can resolve their dispute. But in general, things are not quite at their best when considering Costner and Sheridan. Sheridan did, though, sum up the conversation with a certain amount of finesse. He wished Costner and the film luck if he were willing to shift focus to his own project. However, Sheridan never planned to have John Dutton reach the end by whatever means he had in mind. Sheridan said he was let down by the fact that it hurt the character's ending. The book's conclusion remains unchanged. As for John Dutton's storyline, Sheridan tried to convince Costner to shoot several scenes to finish the character's arc. It is not known whether that happened in the background. Much of what Sheridan says will have to be rewritten if he does come riding to the rescue. Still, Sheridan has many choices now, so everything's still being determined here. Yellowstone's final season and future. The last season of Yellowstone has also created a lot of noise as everyone looks forward to the end of the popular show. Following the story of the Dutton family with their father, John Dutton, the series is about managing the biggest ranch in the United States. This American television series has become a phenomenon due to its mixture of hard family sagas, spectacular backgrounds, and engaging battles for territories and authorities. As we approach the last season of Yellowstone, audiences are left to ponder how the Dutton story will end. The conflict has been escalating since the beginning of the series, and animosities, backstabbing, and outside threats have placed the family on the edge. Given the stakes are so much higher than in earlier seasons, the final season assures conclusions and conceivably the Dutton family's ultimate end. Kevin Costner has been the core of the show for all these years, and when it became known that he would be leaving, there were rumors that Sheridan would have to alter the whole plot to accommodate this. But there is still much more to the Yellowstone saga than the original show that launched the franchise. Fortunately, Taylor Sheridan has already built a successful spin-off of the series in 1883 and 1923, which tells about the origin of the Dutton family. More spin-offs and sequels are planned, so the Yellowstone universe will persist indefinitely. Sheridan's vision for the franchise seems to be wide, and he wants to explore more of the character's past and new relations that will catch the viewer's interest. The following year, yet another spin-off will hit the screen with the title of The Madison. The show will feature none other than the very talented Michelle Pfeiffer, and she will also be the show's producer. There is nothing that Yellowstone fans are looking forward to more than this spin-off because it will be the first to be produced after the conclusion of the parent show. Let's hope Yellowstone's upcoming content is as good as the show itself. Over the last few years, Yellowstone has set a high bar. Yellowstone fans, let us know in the comments how you think the show will end for John Dutton. Like always, remember to subscribe for more.